Hey folks, Ben here. Got a knife review and kind of an overview as well. This particular knife is the Tashi Mosier collaboration called the Sleak. And I've seen some videos on the Sleak before. Not a lot of them have a lot of commentary. I don't think they really need a lot of commentary. The knife itself definitely speaks for itself. First, we'll do a little bit of just the specs and get it out of the way here. The knife itself is called the Sleak, and I believe it's the third in the collaboration series between David Mosier and Tashi. And I think the other ones were the Creep, the Freak, and then this is the Sleak. I'm not totally an expert on this, but I believe that's the not necessarily the order, but the names of the knives that they have collaborated on. This particular knife is got S35VN steel. The blade length itself is 3.5 inches, and the overall is 8 inches. You've got titanium on both sides here, including the clip. And I'm not really sure what the backspacer is. I would assume perhaps G10, but I could be mistaken. I'm trying to look right here and see if there's a grain, but I'll have to find out more information. Needless to say, though, the whole knife itself is executed perfectly. Just a close-up here on David Mosier's. There you go. His piece right there, on, as you can see, his symbol on the knife, and Tashi's on the other side for the Tashi design. As you can also see, it does ride on IKBS bearing, the system, and the knife itself is, it's truly amazing. I've owned a lot of flippers, and whether the flipper is on washers, whether it's on a bearing system, this is by far the only knife I've ever owned where there is no midpoint. The knife either flips or it doesn't flip. I've never had a knife like that. The detent is simply outstanding. I'll show you here, and you can just see when it comes into focus there. There you go. I cannot shake this knife free. I couldn't shake it free. It's dead locked in. The detent is amazing. Every part of this knife is amazing. From the simplistic look of the knife itself, when you look at it, you think to yourself, well, it's not that fancy. But then you start looking at things up close, and every single part of this knife is executed to perfection. From the fact the clip and the backspacer, everything is perfectly flush. You've got little kind of rounded beveled edges here. The jimping, every single aspect of the knife really is flawless. One of my favorite things about the knife, and this is going to sound goofy, but is the sound. It has almost a ping. For people who own DuPont lighters, that's one of the things in certain lines of DuPont lighters that people look for. Does it have the DuPont ping? Well, this has got the Mosier Tashi ping, I guess, if you want to call it that. It is truly a beautiful thing to listen to. And you can hear it, just that subtle ringtone at the end when it flies open. Like I said, the knife does not have a halfway point. It's either on or off. And at first, I wasn't really sure. It seemed like it required a lot of pressure. I'm not sure if it just needed to be broken in a little bit. But as I've carried it and used it for the last couple of weeks, I think it was probably not really being the fact that it needed to be broke in, but more of a fact that it just needed to be in my hand and for me to get used to the knife itself. I own two Tashi knives. The other one is the Fellholter Tashi collaboration called the Buffalo Hump, and now this one. Tashi's knives and designs for me are just some of the coolest. Some things I've seen that are one-offs. I know he did a collaboration, of course, with Mayo, and he also did one with Carey. He's done one with Les George. He's done one. I mean, you name it. It's all the top makers out there. It seems that he's done a collaboration. I'm learning about more and more each and every day. So the list keeps growing. It's truly amazing. I mean, you could have a full collection based off of just the collaborations that he has done. John Graham with the Midnight Razel, just an absolute stunning knife, and in all its various incarnations as well. But for me, this one, like I said, I picked it up a couple of weeks ago. I picked it up on the Cove on USN. I had seen one in one of the other permutations, which was kind of a bronzed titanium, if you will, and then the blade itself was more of like an acid-washed blade. And I had thought about buying it a while ago when I saw that one pop up, and I held off, and then that one went away. This one popped up while I was at my folks' house up in the Bay Area for Thanksgiving, and I knew I had to pick it up. The price was just dead on, and I didn't even really hesitate. I went back and forth with the member on USN. Boom, 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 done. And one of the coolest things was that when I came back from the Thanksgiving break, little vacation, went to the post office, and this baby was there waiting for me. Talk about a great homecoming little gift there. So the Tashi Mosier Sleak, without a doubt, one of the best flipping knives I've ever handled, and that personally I've ever owned. I'm trying to think, I have other knives that are awesome, and that are equally, they're great flippers in their own way. I guess maybe the thing that I'm so smitten with is the detent on this knife, and the fact that there is no halfway point. My Laconicos are pretty much the same way, and there are some other knives that I have owned that are similar. But this one is truly amazing. Some of the other features about the knife too, I should say, it feels great in the hand. With this grip, I got my nice little cut here. I have no idea what did that, but it wasn't a knife. I think it was a desk diving accident, so to speak there. Fits great in the hand this way. The choil is great, the first choil, but the coolest is that you can get all the way up with the second choil to get those detailed tasks going. Truly an amazing piece, though. So if you have not seen one in person, and you have the opportunity, if you know somebody that does own one, without hesitation, check it out. Anyway, that's the video. Hope you like the little overview. It's not very exciting, but I just wanted to get this up and share it with everybody. So thank you for watching, and keep the shiny side up. Cheers.